My family says I used him. I was 16, he was 58. A longtime friend of our family would come by occasionally to see my grandmother and grandchildren. He was 58 years old. He was once married to my aunt, and also dated my mother. He taught Bible study and was retired military. At age 12, I confided in him that I was molested and he intervened by getting me in touch with authorities. After that, I completely trusted him. He would call me, purchase school clothes, and send money for food. I lived in an incredibly abusive household, and I was sexualized starting from roughly age 10. At age 15/16, I wanted to escape my abusive situation and he was aware. He made trips to my town and would pick me up to go on trips and stay in hotels. Our relationship grew to be sexual, although I cannot recall of feeling attraction. I simply wanted to escape an abusive household. Later that year, I crossed state lines to move in with him. He enrolled me in high school, but people were suspicious about our relationship. I was listed as a runaway and that came up in the school system. He mentioned he wanted to marry me once I turned 18, but I quickly realized I didn't want that. He confiscated the car he allowed me to drive and took back money I was going to use for college. We stopped speaking when I was 17. He died only a few years after that. The last conversation we had was that I used him, hurt him and took advantage of his kindness. He said I was a terrible person. I don't think I have ever apologized. Once my family got wind of what happened, they quickly said I was the one that hurt him and because of me he stopped coming to visit. What should I tell my family? Do you think anyone is owed an apology? You should tell your family to burn in hell. That's where they belong. Same as the piece of shit who groomed you and had the gall to accuse you of using him. This man groomed you and took advantage of the fact you were traumatized as a child. He took advantage of you and got angry when you spoke out against his wishes. See a therapist and work through this. Your family is toxic and he was a pedophile. He was in a position of power and abused it for his own means, then took things away when you didn't agree. You don't owe any apologies, they owe you some for allowing this to happen and refusing to care. Edit. Highly recommend therapy to help you with the journey though this time. Yes, you are owed an apology. All of these people used and abused you and you have nothing to be sorry for. Don't let anyone tell you differently. And if you have the means to get away, stay away from these people forever. If you can afford to, please seek therapy. You were groomed by someone you trusted and who knew you came from an abusive, traumatizing situation. He gave you a place to stay just to abuse and traumatize you again. If anyone deserves an apology here, it's you. He groomed you and technically trafficked you. He was a child trafficker. He's an abusive boss. Don't talk to your family. Get in contact with a local group that helps women that have been sexually abused. You need intensive help here. You are owed the apology. You are owed an apology from everyone for being taken advantage of over and over again. I don't think you'll get one, but please see a therapist with some experience in these things. There is only one person owed an apology: you. Your family is disgusting. He is a pedophile that raped and molested you. My 19F boyfriend, 19M, edits my appearance in his posts. I don't have Instagram, but he's always had permission to post photos of me. Anyway, my friend was on her phone and I saw one of his pictures pop up. I asked her to go into his account and every single picture of us was edited. Not extremely, and he edits himself too, but the stuff he does for me is a bit insulting. My skin is paler, my boobs are bigger, I'm smiling with teeth, completely clear face. He edits himself too, but not to the extent that he edits me. I'm pretty insulted by this. Is natural me not good enough for you? But at the same time I'm wondering if he's just really insecure and I'm being roped into it. Should I approach this gently? You should just be direct. Tell him you saw the edited pics and feel insulted by it. Tell him to stop editing you or just stop posting pics. I'd feel really hurt by that. Kind of weird he makes your boobs bigger. Like adding a filter can change skin tone, but yeah, that's weird and I don't like it. That's messed up. You're a person, not a trophy to display. You should definitely address his desire to create an image of you and him that isn't real. The only way I could see that not being a dickhead move is if you alter your own photos in a similar manner. In that case, maybe he's trying to replicate how he thinks you like to be perceived online. Otherwise, I would approach it very directly. I don't see why you need to be particularly gentle about this. Hey, what's going on with the facetune you're putting on me? Or something. Brace for the worst answer though and keep your confidence. Yeah, that's really insulting and weird too. I would be straight up with him and ask him what the fuck. Lol, this is weird AF. I'd be pissed. I would actually break up with someone for doing this. I'm wondering if he's just really insecure. Wonder no more. My husband put a secret camera in my bathroom because he thinks I'm cheating and I am not. I have never and would never cheat. My guilty conscience is far too high and I don't like anyone enough to deal with all of that. That being said, my husband of 10 years, been together 14, thought I had been cheating on him. He confronted me a few times, a little too aggressively for my taste, and I thought we were moving past it. I thought I had explained everything pretty well and he was acting normal. Then we got a random package in the mail for him. I didn't open it, but we had no scheduled deliveries from Amazon and we share an account, so I thought that was weird. All of a sudden there was a smoke alarm just about above the toilet in the bathroom and I mentioned it to him and he said yeah and just shrugged it off, acting as normal as usual. I thought it was weird but went about my business. Well, me not being an idiot, did a little digging and found out it's a hidden camera disguised as a smoke alarm. I'm sickened and disgusted. I confront him and he says he had to know if I was cheating, and thought this was the way. He said it's not like it's anything he hasn't seen and he wasn't doing it for sexual gratification and there's only a few recordings. Like that's supposed to make me feel better. It does not. He said he knows it's wrong but he loves and cares so much, that he did this crazy thing and will never do it again. To me, it sounds like BS. That's not love and that's not what you do when you care. So now I'm at a crossroads. He wants to fix things but the only thing that would fix it is turning back time. I'm so grossed out and he wants me to basically move past it, but it's an actual criminal act one would have to hold on my shoulders forever. He wants me to just move past it, which would mean I would need to be okay with it. Which I am not. So I guess I'm asking, has anyone been through this? And what did you do? I feel my conscience weighing because this will break up my family. We have a daughter, and this life we built for 14 years. But I cannot come to terms to be okay with these actions. It took away my privacy, my basic human rights, and he's basically saying I deserved it because I made him think I was cheating. Without actually saying it, but it's obvious, any advice or making me feel less crazy would be helpful. Any chance he's projecting and he's the one cheating? Lawyer up and leave. That's all kinds of shady and it shouldn't be happening. If you want to try and keep it going then you need couples counseling and he might need individual therapy as well to get to the bottom of his trust issues. Lawyer up. What gets me so that if you were cheating there would be plenty of other places to put a camera than the bathroom. That's oddly specific place to put it. You gotta go. That's not cool at all. Secretly filming someone, especially in the bathroom, is insane. And I think that's illegal. Boy bye. Why does he think this? Is he actually the one cheating? Or has he been insecure in general? Would y'all consider couples counseling to talk through how this is a breach of trust? Jealousy is not love. He's jealous, insecure, accusatory, sneaky, doesn't trust you and disrespects you. I feel like you're constantly going to have to prove your fidelity since he's already decided you're guilty. I've been there and it's a terrible way to live. I'll never allow anyone to do that to me again. Wish you luck. He needs therapy. My 28 male girlfriend, 26 female, is upset I won't represent her cousin. Basically, I'm a criminal defense attorney, and my girlfriend's, of 2 years, cousin is being accused of child sexual abuse. My girlfriend and her whole family want me to represent him. Mainly because he can't afford an attorney and expects me to do it for free because I'm dating his cousin. I didn't take his case because that's far out of my comfort zone as someone who was sexually abused as a kid. My girlfriend knows I never take sexual abuse, assault cases for that reason. Instead of supporting my decision not to, she's upset at me even though she knows the reason why I will not represent him. She says caring about her also means caring about her family. She says I'm being selfish and only thinking about myself. I'm not being selfish, right? You're most certainly not being selfish. They're being unreasonable by not accepting your boundaries. I don't have any advice, but this sounds like an uncomfortable situation they've put you in. They need to understand you and respect your reasons, and that no is a full sentence. She is the one being selfish. She knows you don't take those types of cases for anyone for any reason, and she knows why you won't take them and that even trying could trigger a trauma response in you. Point out to her that you would never ask her to do something that would be traumatizing for her, and you need a partner who has that same respect for you. If she isn't willing to support your decision, the two of you need to part ways. She already knew that you don't take sexual abuse, sexual assault for a reason of being a victim yourself. Don't back down. 100% not being selfish. Do not compromise here, she either respects your decision or you can move on and find someone that will. Tell them you will give them a recommendation for someone who will take the case because you have a blanket policy to never represent child abusers. Just out of curiosity, do you think it's possible he's guilty? No, you are not. Also, her using the feeling you have for her to guilt you into representing him is pretty grimy. She's not the one for you, homie. She doesn't respect you or your situation. Massive red flag, to be honest. This would be a dealbreaker for me.